Hi guys, morning. This is going to be a long video. Obviously, I'm going to upload it live in the comments. I'll be honest with you guys. This is awkward for me, this video. It's in the name of defending Elvis. People disappoint me. People disappoint me, and I never understand why. But because I know I'm going to be talking a lot, I'm going to spray my throat. So look, Nicola from Team Elvis sent me this. So I'm going to give my throat a little spray. I'm going to hope, because I'm still a bit poorly, I'm still chesty, my breathing's a bit, and yeah, I've had this cold nearly 2 weeks now. Thanks to Nicola. I'm hoping that'll soothe it. I'm also going to take one of her lozenges. So Nicola obviously sent me these. Thank you, Nicola. So she recommends this stuff. Ultra Chloraseptic Anesthetic Throat Spray. Actually tastes all right. Already I can feel there's a numbness there. So it does do something, yeah? So thanks to Nicola. And the lozenges that she has recommended is these ones. Dual Action. Mac Dual Action. I think that she told me that you can even buy these in Poundland. Who's the make? Mac Dual Action. So I put them in my cute little box that Nicola sent me. Cute. And obviously it came with this beautiful handmade item that plays that plays I Just Can't Help Believing. But thing is, it doesn't allow you guys to hear it, I don't think. I'll put it really near, see what happens. So there's a little button here that makes it play. This is a handcrafted item. It's also got on the top Louis and Aurora. From Nicola. Nicola is Team Elvis. Nicola is very special. She's very important to me. And she fixed my throat slowly. So thank you, Nicola. You're very special. Yeah, you are, sorry, you really do matter to me, Nicola. So I don't take it for granted how kind you are to me. In fact, many of you at Team Elvis have been very, very kind to me. Thank you. Yeah. So put it in its little box, ready for tomorrow when I'll probably have some more. So I want to try and make my throat better because we've got a lot to talk about. I'll set the door when you finish, please. Right, let's put some hot water in this coffee. So actually, no, I'm not going to because I'll leave it as it is. It'll go too weak. Right. Okay. Right. Can I warn you in advance? I'm not a monster. I didn't swoop down from outer space, an alien, to attack people defending Elvis. I'm a normal person. I'm not a werewolf. I won't, when the full moon comes out, I won't transform into a werewolf. A bit like that scene off the American Werewolf in London. I am literally a normal person. I promise you I'm normal. I have a lovely family, a lovely wife. A normal family. We have our ups and downs, Me and the kids argue sometimes. Me and the wife argue quite a lot. But there's lots of love there. I've been completely loyal and faithful to my wife. She has been completely loyal and faithful to me. We have a very lovely relationship. We live sort of in our own worlds because she works full time. So I look after the kids. I've just took them to school this morning. My wife woke them up early. She brought them down. I did them packed lunches. I did them breakfast. Made them sometimes I'll make them a cup of tea. Normal stuff. I drive them to school in the 1967 camper van, which I love doing. I love driving the classic camper van. I was born 1967. I'm 58. I love, if it's dry, I take them shopping or to school in the camper van. It's one of the things I love to do. I love my life, guys. I absolutely love running a Defending Elvis YouTube channel. I'm honoured. I feel very fortunate. Every day I can't believe just how lucky I am that our Defending Elvis movement is so well known, so famous around the world. We have Elvis defenders around the world. I'm so lucky. I love it. It's hard work. It can be quite upsetting. It can be very emotional, very challenging. We've been bullied and bullied and bullied. It's old news. Yeah, guys, we all know. They've tried to stop us again and again and again. The bullies, the haters, the fake Elvis fans. Yeah? The fake Elvis channels. They've all tried to shut us down, stop us, stop our freedom of speech. But ultimately, we do a very simple thing. We defend Elvis. Now, when I say defend Elvis, it's defending anything Elvis, isn't it? It's Lisa Marie, Riley Finley Harper, Benjamin, Gladys Burnham, Lisa, all of them. Everyone, and we love them. And do you know what? If the Smiths hadn't have made the mistakes of the past, we would defend them. If the Stanleys hadn't have made the mistakes of the past, we would defend the Stanleys. Now, I don't mean Billy. Billy, he defends Elvis, and he has wrote a beautiful book. So when I mention the Stanleys, please know I'm talking about Dee Stanley, Ricky Stanley, and Dave Stanley. Of course, Billy won't like it because they're his family. Of course, Billy will stand by his family, Billy Stanley. Of course he will. I completely respect that. But it doesn't mean that they didn't trash Elvis and say disgusting things about Elvis. Yeah? The people I defend are the people that have stood by Elvis, the people that have been loyal to him. The reason I bring up Priscilla Presley in the way I do is because it's disgusting just how badly she has treated Elvis and Lisa and Riley and Finley and Harper. It's literally disgusting. I could literally give you many sorry guys, there's so much I could talk about. You've all heard it before. Remember, I am a bit of a scratch record. We do have to keep repeating the stuff all over and over again because we're hammering home our message, and we've got a lot of new people joining us, so we will keep saying the same stuff. What is defending all about? Sorry, this throat's still bothering me. What is defending Elvis all about? Oh yeah, I was just going to tell you something funny. In something interesting, I don't know if you'll find it interesting. I never watched Navarone. I'm not interested in Navarone. I'm not a Navarone hater because I believe the damage done to Navarone was done to him as a child, as a youngster, a teenager, whatever. I believe that is a consequence of how Navarone has turned out. I know Navarone has turned over a new leaf and is trying to do right. I'm not one of these people that is going to sit here and trash Navarone. But I look at the child that he once was and think, what went wrong? Yeah. What did Priscilla do wrong? What went wrong with Marco Garibaldi Garcia? Yeah. That's how I see that. Even with Lisa, Lisa Marie. Sorry, my throat's hurting a bit. Even with Lisa Marie, there was damage done, wasn't there, by Priscilla? Her behaviour, Michael Edwards, the way she was thrown into Scientology. I see a similar thing with Navarone. What happened that he would end up with such a severe drug problem? My heart will always go out to the parents of a child that has a serious drug problem. Of course, I do care about that. I understand it. But so anyway, Navarone, he popped up on my Instagram. He was live And remember, I was supposed to go to Bristol to see Priscilla. Now, I was probably not going to go, but there also was a chance I was going to go. So I did decide I was going to go, if I was going to go and see Priscilla in Bristol, in the theatre, the Bristol Hippodrome, at 7:30 on a Saturday night. I decided I'll go if on the day I'll make the decision. I decided that day. I didn't really want to go, I'll be honest with you. Anyway, I get this cold, as you can hear. I've had this cold for 2 weeks now, yeah? So I got the lozenge. In the end, I didn't go. There's no way I could have gone. My cold was very, very bad. It could have even been COVID, yeah? Couldn't breathe properly, very chesty. It was keeping me up at night. Headaches, hot flushes. I was proper bad. My throat was bad. So on the day of seeing Priscilla, I could not go. There's no way I could have gone. No way, yeah? So the decision wasn't made by me. It was made by how unwell I was, okay? So, funny that, because I relate that to Elvis. The decision wasn't made by me. It was made by how unwell I was. Think about it. The prescription medication that Elvis had to take because he was so unwell. Anyway, so Navarone's Instagram post pops up. Yeah? Oh, sorry, I've never done this before. I joined his live. There was only one other person on there. And I asked him a very simple question. Do you think Elvis needs defending? Now remember, Navarone was with Priscilla in Bristol. Yeah? There's quite a lot of pictures showing it. Bristol's very near to me. It's 20 minutes away 25 minutes from here. I wasn't expecting a reply. Honestly, I didn't even know if Navarone even knew that I existed. Yeah? And he said, he looked at because I put 2 posts. No, actually, no, I put the one first. Do you think Elvis needs defending? He's looking down on his phone because he's doing it on his phone while he's driving. He's looking down. I can see his brain ticking. What's that, Louis? That defending Elvis Louis guy. I didn't even know if he knew I existed. From his response, I think he does. He looked at my phone, he goes, you go and find it, guys. You might be able to find it. It's on Instagram. He goes, I was in Bristol. Where were you? Talking to me. Navarone, Priscilla's son, talking to me. I was in Bristol. Where were you? He knew I was coming. Obviously, I've said it on my videos many times. He knew I was coming. Oh, that's funny. And then I just imagine him and Priscilla talking about me. Priscilla Presley going, oh, Louis, defending Elvis Louis. By this point, don't forget, me and Donna Presley had hooked up on the defending thing. And Ginger. And Mindy. And I thought, that weird. They knew I was coming. He said, yeah, I'm in Bristol. Where were you? So he knew I didn't go. Because I was telling everyone I might be going. Then he knew I didn't go. Where were you? Were they waiting for me, guys? Oh, that's just interesting. Yeah. So that was my little story. Really, I'm going to have to come back with a part 2. Yeah. So I'm going to do this as an introduction. I want to take another lozenge and spray some more spray. See if I can get my throat a bit better. Yeah. So I think Navarone knew I was coming. Yeah. Now I want to let's give him some credit, guys. He does seem like he's trying to turn a corner. He does seem like he's trying to get better. He does seem like he's trying to help people with drug problems. Let's give a bit of love. Yeah. I think Elvis would want us to be kind to Navarone. I completely understand Navarone has said some pretty stupid things about Lisa. upset with him for doing it. But come on, he was on drugs. He was on the strongest type of drugs. I say this, what happened to Navarone to get him to that point where he was insulting his own sister? Yeah, stepsister, call it, I don't know, half sister, call it what you want. I can tell that him and Riley on and off have had good times and bad times. I see Navarone as a bit of a victim because he of course he worships his mum. She worships him. It's very clear that she worships the son, and of course, and so she should. Yeah, it does feel that there's massive favoritism for Navarone. It just feels that way. Yeah, it does sound to me like she's really helped him as well. You know, I want to be fair. I can tell when it's in the book. She mentions him many times in the book. Softly as I leave you, she did really help Navarone. I think Navarone was close to death at one point. You know, what's the word? Is it fentanyl? Is that the drug? Isn't it much more serious, even more scary than heroin? So I ain't going to be this cold-hearted, cruel person that calls Navarone names. Who has had these very serious problems, who just adores his mum, she adores him. I just wanted to share that story with you. Yeah. Now, please don't twist what I'm saying into me being a Priscilla fan or a Navarone fan. I'm not. But I am a normal human being with a normal heart. We are talking about humans. You know, when we expose the wrongdoing of people, they're humans with feelings. So we have to bear that in mind and be respectful as well as we can. Elvis would want us to. In my opinion, Elvis would want us to defend as kindly as possible. Yeah? So, you know, come on, when I talk about the Smiths, do you think I'm enjoying it? I can hear Elvis, you know, this, you know, as a metaphor, yeah? I can hear Elvis saying, keep it respectful, stay kind, be forgiving, be caring, be loving. I can hear him. But I also, you know, I also get the feeling that, but he wants the truth out. Oh, but defend me, you know? Let the world know the truth. I get that feeling. You know, I'm not being weird here. I can't literally hear Elvis. I'm telling you how I feel. I always look to Elvis and go, would I get his approval? Would I get his, you know, when I'm exposing anybody that has betrayed him, backstabbed him, shared private details that they should never have shared, you know, private is private. I always think, come on, let's try and do this where Elvis gives me a nod, like a little. It's like when we heard that Ginger Alden story where Elvis used his plane to take Ginger to her grandfather's funeral, and they're in a big room, you know, the church. And I think the preacher, priest, whatever you call them, reverend, whatever they're called, is singing. And Elvis sits at the back with Charlie Hodge, showing respect for Ginger Alden's grandfather, who she dearly loved, of course. A beautiful story. Yeah, obviously, you guys know I support Ginger. Yeah. And Elvis is like head half down. They're singing away. Yeah. Elvis is singing with Charlie Hodge. Everybody's singing the hymn. Yeah. And Elvis looks up and gives his nod of approval. His nod of approval. Yeah. I want a nod of approval from Elvis in the way we defend. Okay. Even with Donna Presley, when she was on The Nerve last night, a groundbreaking show, a history-making moment for Donna, for the Defending Elvis movement. She was very respectful. She spoke truth. She was there. She lived the life. She's very honest, very open. Some of the things she said are quite upsetting. Some of the things she said will upset other people. Definitely Priscilla. Yeah? But she does it with honor and dignity, with respect, in a beautiful way. And she's always courteous, well-mannered, well-spoken. Yeah? So there is a correct way to defend. No hate. We must, within what we're doing, show love. Okay? So I'm not going to absolutely hate on Navarone or Priscilla or any of the people, all the Smiths. In fact, I actually are quite, believe it or not, guys, I'm actually quite fond of Billy and Joe Smith. So this is very awkward for me Danny, not so much, because he's been cruel to me. Been pretty nasty to me, Danny Smith has. So I don't hate him. I just don't like him that much, because why would I? He's attacked me. He's called me some insulting names. He clearly hates me, and so does Teresa. So, Billy Stanley, I got on very well with Billy. He's a strong-minded person. He speaks his mind. He doesn't beat about the bush. I was a little bit disappointed that he'd cut me off, but luckily he seems to have calmed down and he's unblocked me. And yeah, even Spy Guy and Trey, I actually really enjoy their shows. Yeah, so I'm glad they've unblocked me. I have no bad feeling to Spy Guy and Trey. I actually find them very interesting. Yeah, I don't think they completely understand that the word using history as an excuse to talk about the things that trashed Elvis, the things that have been said by the Elvis trashers, saying it's part of history. I don't think it's a good enough excuse coming from an Elvis fan. If you're an Elvis fan, it ain't good enough. If you're benefiting from Elvis, to be too friendly with the people that have betrayed him, to me is a betrayal. That's just how I see it. Yeah. I understand, I do try and understand why these people in the past, like the Smiths, the books, like this book. Yeah. I do try and understand why these people did it. Maybe they needed money. Maybe they were desperate. Maybe they were offered so much money they couldn't say no. Maybe they were angry, jealous, envious. Maybe they were out for revenge. I always try and understand, why did these people turn on Elvis so badly? Even with this this book, why did Priscilla have to completely rewrite history and reinvent it and create this fake fairy tale, this new narrative to win sympathy for herself, to play the victim? But within all that, Elvis has always been made the bad guy. That everything was Elvis's fault. Priscilla blames Elvis for everything. She also does it with Lisa. She blamed Lisa for everything. So I do try and understand what's going on. I try and understand why a second book was needed. But I have a simple answer for that. The second book is just a reaction to this, a retaliatory measure, because Lisa Marie exposed, with the help of Riley Q, exposed her grandmother's dark side. So you get what I'm saying, guys? Even when I talk about Mike Stone and I watch his interviews, we give these people a chance to try and explain themselves, but they dig a hole and make it worse. They make excuses for their bad behavior. They never say sorry or show regret. They just dig a hole and go, and they're stubborn and they stand by it. No one has ever said sorry. None of these people show regret or say sorry. I'll never figure it out, but I try to understand it. Yeah. And, we could go on and on, couldn't we? The bottom line is we must defend in a way that is acceptable. We don't want to come across as haters. We don't want to come across as angry. I'm definitely not angry. I definitely have no hate. But we are doing something that needs to be done. Okay, Donna Presley has joined us, which is like, for me, is like, I can't even explain it. Magical. As Maureen said in her The Nerve program, the unicorn, which I think is funny when she described Elvis as a unicorn. But what we're going through, and we're in the very early stages of it, I know we're at the tip of the iceberg, is pretty amazing. Yeah. Finally, the world are going to start to see the true Elvis, not the warped version that has been portrayed for 50 years. Ginger Alden tried to warn us in 2014. None of what is being said feels right or seems correct, because she was with him for the last 9 months. We've been getting warnings that how Elvis is being portrayed in the last 50 odd years is so unfair to Elvis, who cannot defend himself, has no voice, and the people closest to him are not helping. They're not helping. They're not standing up for him. They're doing the damage. They've done the damage over the last 50 years. And a lot of the time in the name of making money, in the name of having 15 minutes of fame. So we got an uphill climb, guys. So my next part 2, I want to expose the Clicky Club. I've always said there's a Clicky Club. People that were close to Elvis, that knew Elvis, spent many years with Elvis, that are all being nice and kind and friendly to each other and ignoring the wrongdoing of these people just so they can keep making money. So they're doing many Elvis events around the world. This has been going on since Elvis died. They're all looking at each other, knowing that, you know, they trashed Elvis, yeah? Smiths, Stanleys, yeah? Some of the Memphis Mafia, Priscilla, all have trashed Elvis for money, for fame, yeah? All of them have betrayed him and let him down, backstabbed him, completely thrown away his trust. No loyalty from these people, yeah? Elvis relied on these people to stay true to him. They haven't, they weren't, they did not. So, but when these people are going to these different events, I'm not going to name people, big events, people are paying a lot of money to see these very well-known Elvis people that grew up and were around Elvis, and some were related. We could even say some ex-girlfriends, yeah? They're keeping quiet because it's their business. The business they're in, how they earn a living, is from doing lots of events around the world. Quite a glamorous lifestyle, a lot of traveling, yeah? It's in their interest to keep quiet, so they keep getting paid. It's for money. Some of these people rely on that income, so I do understand, yeah? But it is, I do call it the Clicky Club. The Clicky Club. So basically, the people that have really, really betrayed Elvis are having their asses kissed so that everyone can keep making money in the Clicky Club. And the Clicky Club goes on and on. There's always going to be more events with all these people, and they're all going to look at each other, knowing that some of them trashed Elvis for money, betrayed him, let him down, lied about him, twisted the truth, exaggerated the truth, shared private details that should have been kept private. Remember, private means private, not private doesn't mean share it with the world. There's no way Elvis would have wanted many of these private details shared. No way. No way. From any of these so-called Clicky Club people. I call them the Clicky Club. Yeah? So I have strong views about that, because I do think, well, where are you for Elvis? You know, these well-known names, they're going around the world doing these events, getting paid very well. Some of them are at Elvis Week. Where's the loyalty to Elvis? You know, you're making all this money. I've never heard you defend Elvis properly. You share some sweet stories. Wouldn't Elvis have wanted you to defend him? Wouldn't Elvis have wanted you to challenge and disagree the people saying these terrible things about him? Yeah? Wouldn't Elvis have wanted you to stand up for him and explain his health problems, why he needed prescription medication? Even with Elvis, his reputation with women, wouldn't Elvis have wanted you to sort of tell people that actually the women in Elvis's life, some of them were unfaithful as well? When Priscilla was discussed, wouldn't Elvis have wanted the fact that there was a money grab for Elvis during the divorce settlements with Priscilla? You know, this massive debt placed on Graceland by Priscilla. Wouldn't Elvis have wanted more of the truth? Even with everything, even with Priscilla, oh, she's the reason Graceland was open. She saved Graceland, which is not true. Yeah. Wouldn't Elvis want to go, well, no, they would never have sold off my home, and that it was never going to get broken up. Priscilla isn't the reason that I'm remembered. Wouldn't Elvis want people to go, well, hang on, Priscilla isn't the reason Elvis is remembered. We know why Elvis is remembered, because he was amazing. Yeah, his talent, his heart, his beliefs, his personality. He transformed the world. We know why Elvis is amazing. It's not because of Priscilla. He's not remembered because of Priscilla. Wouldn't Elvis want his family and friends and acquaintances and Memphis Mafia to have said that? Instead, once Priscilla got almighty power, she was praised for everything. She was treated like Elvis around the world. She still is now. Even all these horrific accusations that are coming out about Priscilla in the last few years, she's still getting her ass kissed and treated like she is Elvis. Do you think Elvis would be okay with that? That wherever Priscilla goes, she is hero worshipped, chased down the road by paparazzi? You get it? So I say this to the Clicky Club. When are you going to defend Elvis? When are you going to stick up for your true friend? You know, the person you loved, the person you admire, the person you grew up with, lived with, worked with, was friends with. When are you going to show him some loyalty? Or are you just going to carry on in the Clicky Club making money at these different events? Because I think it's double standards. I think it's two-faced. I think if you stand up at an event, do an event, and then there's people sat next to you that trashed and betrayed Elvis, and you're kissing their ass, what about Elvis? What are you doing for Elvis? How are you showing your love for Elvis, your passion for Elvis, your respect for Elvis, when you're kissing the ass of the very people that trashed him? Whoever they are. Something doesn't feel right. There isn't a good balance here. I understand these entertainers, these famous ex-girlfriends and relatives, friends, etc., acquaintances. I understand they want to make money, but do a bit of defending as well. Expose the lies, challenge the lies. Maybe say to the people that you know well that have trashed Elvis for money, trash for cash, maybe say to them, you shouldn't have done that. It's like Donna Presley finally Donna Presley is standing up to Priscilla. That show yesterday, The Nerve, on YouTube, The Nerve, where Donna Presley, Elvis's first cousin, Presley, she's a Presley, stands up defiantly against Priscilla. That's what we need. We need more of that, don't we? Why is Donna Presley the only person standing up for Elvis? Why? And Lisa as well, actually. A big part of that interview yesterday was her standing up for Lisa Marie, saying what Lisa Marie had gone through. She even Donna Presley even explained that Elvis was forced into the marriage. Get what I'm saying, guys? We need a balance. The Clicky Club that's out there running around the world making money, and I've spoke to quite a few of you now. Are you doing right by Elvis? Are you being loyal to Elvis? Have you shown any true loyalty to him? Would he be happy with your behavior? Would he see you as being loyal? Would he think that you've betrayed his trust and let him down? Would Elvis be disappointed with you? Look in the mirror and say to yourself, would Elvis be disappointed in me? All of you, whoever you are, in the Clicky Club that is going around the world at these events making money. That's what I ask you guys. So anyway, in part 2, we're going to read out this post and we're going to expose the Clicky Club. We're going to expose the fake Elvis fans. I'm very disappointed in one particular person. I won't name that person. And I'm going to just try and say that Elvis deserves better. So when I read out part 2, which we're going to do in a minute, I've put it on Facebook in case you want to read it. The whole point of me reading that out isn't to attack and hate people. It's to say to these people, you let him down. You let him down. You care so much about the people that have trashed Elvis, but you care nothing about, you care nothing about how Elvis would feel. What are you doing to show love for Elvis? The person that is the center of everything, isn't he? Elvis is the center of everything we're doing. What have you done for him? Yeah? You enjoying brown-nosing these celebrity Elvis people? Who's going to give a bit of love Elvis's way? That is my point. Okay, guys, I hope you find this interesting. We try and do it with love, guys. There's no hate here. Yeah. But this is tough. I keep saying it. We're on a steep hill. We're climbing up a steep mountain. Get it? Got a long way to go, guys. We've got a long way to go. Okay, I'm going to post this now. I'll join you on the comments live. Every video I do, I always post live as a premiere, and I always join you guys. Okay? Quite a long morning video. I'm coming back for part 2 quite soon. Take care, guys. Love you all.